Yeah, I can give myself. I'm working in IT field like almost like 10 years. So majority of I was in working as a QA analyst. So a couple of years I worked as a BO developer, but then after I moved back again QA testing. So now I just want to feel like I just want to do my expand my testing roles into ERP or SAP modules so I can have the better future and better career. So
Right, correct. Right, this is Tarakesh. Maybe you have seen about, you have read about myself. You have
yep, yep.
somewhere in LinkedIn or on forums. Right. So already you have some idea about SAP, right?
Yeah, I did work on SAP BO, right? I know only SAP BO, so I don't know about the other modules. So
Right, no problem. I'll take care of that part. Right. Uh, what is SAP?
SAP, I don't know the abbreviation on top of my head. SAP is like
Right, no problem. SAP
it's a
is
software application protocol something.
yeah, systems, applications, products in data processing.
Okay, okay, sure.
SAP is an ERP. You already have an idea. SAP is an ERP. What is an ERP? An ERP is nothing but Enterprise Resource Planning. This is an
Mm-hmm.
abbreviation. But how an ERP is different from a regular software? An ERP is nothing but a ready to usable package with some alterations. For example, maybe 20 years back, if people want a new dress, they used to buy cloth, then they used to go to a tailor, then give it for stitching, then the tailor used to take 3 4 days for stitching, then they used to wear the dress. But now if you want a new dress, you
I'm
can,
sorry, I'm sorry. So,
right,
so there is noise coming, so I just close the door. So
yeah, sure, no problem. So now if you want a dress, you can go for a ready-made dress.
right. Mm-hmm.
What is the difference here means people are looking for a better results in less time. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
have time to wait until this product development for 1 year or 2 years. That's why
Right.
ERP is most successful in the current market. The total of
Mm-hmm.
around 64% market share is there for ERP. In that, again, SAP has 60% market share and the remaining ERPs are having 4%.
Mm-hmm.
Right. SAP works on what technology?
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to see my screens? Eh? This is,
Yes.
the technology is R3 technology. Right? Before going to this, if you look at an ERP is nothing but enterprise resource planning, which is ready to
Mm-hmm.
usable package with some alterations to suit the exact requirement of the client. That's why it is
Mm-hmm.
called ERP. If you look at SAP R3 ECC 6.0. What is SAP
Uh-huh.
means? Systems, applications, products in data processing.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
R3 means technology. R means real time. 3 means three-tier architecture. What
Mm-hmm.
is
Mm-hmm.
R3? What is three-tier architecture? You need to understand what is three-tier architecture. First of all, you need to understand what is one-tier architecture and what is the two-tier architecture. How a two-tier architecture is different from a three-tier architecture.
Mm-hmm.
So what is a one-tier architecture?
It's like client-based application, right? So one tier means only.
Right. A one-tier is nothing but a single system consists of a single system consists of all the three layers, example presentation layer, application layer and database layer. So this is the system which is actually in the beginning. Once the computer is developed, that is a one tier architecture. It doesn't have any internet connectivity or with any other system. They used to use for their personal purpose only.
Okay, in-house system, yeah, in-house application, yeah.
So till this point,
And
whenever
Tarakesh, will you providing the documentation for
yes,
for interview?
the complete material will be provided to you.
Okay, great. So I'm just making the notes, so it's not needed, right?
No, if you write, you will get some more clarity. Anyway, this document will be there for your reference, but if you have, I mean, if you write, it will be more easier for you to understand.
Got it. Okay.
Wherever the important points are there, please note it down, or otherwise you listen and try to understand this. Right. Here, a one-tier architecture is nothing but a single computer or a laptop which is having presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. So,
Mm-hmm.
presentation layer is nothing but your monitor, application layer is nothing but your processor, database layer is nothing but your hard disk.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose in your presentation layer, you are giving a request 1 plus 2 is equal to how much? Then what will happen? It will come into the processing here, application layer, it will process, then it will display the result here. Then
Right.
if you want to store that result, you can store it in database layer.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This is only useful for your personal requirements. It's not for communicating with any other system because till 1986 there is no internet. So before that, all people used to use for their hotels or their personal purpose by using a single tier, a one tier architecture only.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is two tier architecture. What is two tier architecture? One tier means one system. Two tier means two different systems. Here if you observe, two tier means application layer and database layer are in one system. Presentation layer is in another system. How means
Mm-hmm.
if you want to book a flight ticket, what are you going to do means from your laptop means you from your presentation layer you are accessing the flight operator's website, correct? Then you will give the date and relevant flight which you want to book. If you click on
Mm-hmm.
enter, what will happen is from your presentation layer that request will go to that flight operator's server, there it will get processed, correct?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Then it will display on your presentation layer. You can save as a one copy, then that result will be stored in database layer.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it is called two-tier architecture. Means there are two different systems will be there. Presentation layer is in one system, application layer and database layer is in another system. What is the use of the two-tier architecture? Suppose if you want to book a train ticket from US, you don't need to come to Hyderabad or India. You can
Mm-hmm.
directly book from US itself. Because of
Okay.
two-tier architecture, the business got increased and the globalization takes place. Because of these things, any person can do the business in all over the world by using two-tier architecture. You no need to visit a
Mm-hmm.
specific country. From India itself, you can sell whatever you want online in
Right.
Europe,
Mm-hmm.
or Australia. But here some drawback also there. What is the drawback means? Whenever you try to book a ticket, IRCTC means train ticket on a Tatkal time, what will happen? Hello?
Oh, yes, Tarakesh. Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
want to book a Tatkal ticket on a train, what will happen
Mm-hmm.
on that time? Sometimes you may not able to book the ticket because when the number of users, the number of presentation layers trying to access the same server, system
Mm-hmm.
is not able to process the request because of the load.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
When the number of users are accessing the same server, system is not able to balance the load, so that it will throw you an error.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Right, this is the drawback
Mm-hmm.
of R2.
Oh, got it. Mm-hmm.
Then SAP actually, when they have launched, their technology is R2, but latter part they
Uh-huh.
upgraded to R3.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What is R3? Maybe you can guess it. What is R3?
Yes. So these layers should be in three different systems, I guess.
Correct, correct. When the number of users are accessing, what is happening is system is not able to balance the load. Then SAP came up with a new architecture that is called R3, three-tier architecture. Here, presentation layer is in one system, application layer is in another system, and database layer is in a different system.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
What is the use of this one means when the number of users are accessing the same server, based
Mm-hmm.
on the number of users, system will allocate the application layers to process the request. For example,
Okay.
look at a theater, only one door is there for a movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
What will
Mm-hmm.
happen?
So
Crowd
more,
is
I
not
mean,
able to move
yeah.
fast. It will be in a queue
Right.
kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they
Right.
have multiple doors are there for that theater.
It will be easy for crowds, so they can exit and enter any door. So.
Right. They can easily go inside.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
Right. So a three-tier architecture is nothing but the presentation layer is in one system, application layer is in another system, and database layer is in a different system. Is this point clear?
Yes.
So this is a R3.
R3. Okay.
If you come back here, if you look at the screen, what we are discussing is SAP R3 ECC. SAP means systems, applications, products in data processing. R3
Mm-hmm.
means technology. R means real time. 3 means three-tier architecture. Now, what is ECC 6.0 is?
Is the version or?
Yes, it is a version. SAP
Mm-hmm.
ECC is a version. What is ECC means? Enterprise Central Component. Enterprise Central Component. Version is 6.0. What are the previous versions of SAP? 5.1, 4.7, 4.6. These are all server versions. To
Mm-hmm.
access this server, we have GUI is there, graphical
Okay.
user interface. The current version is 7.3 and GUI 7.1 and 7.0 are older versions,
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
right? This is all about SAP ECC server.
Okay.
SAP works on what technology? R3
R3
technology.
technology. Yeah.
R3 technology. R means
Real time and 3 is a retire.
required architecture.
Yeah.
Now, you already work in the industry. What are the different types of projects are there?
So even projects or you ask the domains.
No, project.
Okay, okay, got it. So projects means yeah. Rollout project.
Right? Yes. There are four types of projects are there. One is implementation project.
So implementation means like installing the software and creating the you know the
Yeah.
setup for the customers. Okay.
Right. Implementation is what we'll discuss. First of all, there are four types of projects are there. One is implementation project, the other one is rollout, upgrade and support projects.
Okay.
The first one is implementation project. What is an implementation project? It is a new project. It is like you are buying a new dress. A new dress is what we will call here a new project. A new project
Mm-hmm.
is always called as an implementation.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose if you want to build a house, what will you do? First of all, you will go for starting from the foundation level, right? Pillar,
Right.
everything will
Uh-huh.
be there. From the scratch, you need to work.
Uh-huh.
That is called an implementation. Any company, if they are going to SAP first time and the project starts from the scratch, and
Mm-hmm.
followed by a methodology called SAP methodology, 5 phases, and delivers the project to the client is called an implementation project. Any
Okay. Okay.
company, if they are going to first time SAP, if it is they have already SAP, that is not an implementation. Or if they have
Okay.
some other softwares, Oracle apps or Java or some other softwares also, it doesn't matter. If they are coming to SAP first time and the project is a new project,
Mm-hmm.
then we what we will call this one is an implementation project.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Any company, if they're starting a new project which starts from the scratch and followed by a 5 phase of methodology, SAP methodology, then it is called an implementation project. What is
Okay.
SAP methodology?
SAP. Okay.
For implementing any develop, suppose if you say to develop any software, what is the methodology we follow?
There are different methodologies, right? SDLC,
SDLC,
SD.
software
Yeah.
development life cycle. In
Right.
similar way, SAP also have their own methodology to implement SAP software. That methodology what we will call ASAP methodology, ASAP methodology.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
SAP. So what is the abbreviation for SAP? Like
Accelerated SAP. In latter part
accelerate.
of this, we'll learn these things.
Okay.
This is in detail. We'll discuss completely 5 phases. Right. Rollout project. What do you mean by rollout?
So rollout means once it's done, so we need to get on that project, like get start work on the project.
Working in implementation also they will work. That is okay. First, the ground floor you completed your house building and you are living in. That is called
Mm-hmm.
implementation. Now
Right.
on that, you're going to build the first floor.
Mm-hmm.
That is nothing but rollout project. Means already in one location SAP is implemented. From there you are going to extend the software to another location. That is what it is called a rollout project. A simple example, Tata Motors, there is a company. They are operating their business in India and US.
Mm-hmm.
First time they have started SAP in Indian location. That is what we are calling implementation project. In 2015, suppose they have implemented SAP in Indian location. They are working already in SAP, all business transactions they are doing. Now they want to extend the same SAP for US location. That is what we
Okay.
call from the existing SAP implemented location to another location. If you extend SAP software with some localization changes, is called a rollout project.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Why some localization changes means Indian currency is different, US currency is different. Indian taxation is different from US taxation. So that to meet the exact requirement of US situations, they have to modify this SAP with some changes. That is what it is called, some localization changes. For example, now for UK location, if they want to implement, what type of project is it? Rollout
So,
means from the existing location to another location is called rollout. Now if you want to implement the same SAP software for UK location, is it in rollout project or implementation?
it's going to be rollout.
Rollout only. Any number of locations are there, it doesn't matter. If already in one place it is existing, from there if you move on to another location, that is all locations also called rollout projects only. Is this point clear?
That means, yeah, that means this is only specific to one product, right? So,
Yes,
if one
SAP.
product is, if we are implemented the implementation project done for one product,
Yeah,
so if we wanted to roll out another location, that is going to be roll out. If suppose if you want to do create a new product, that's going to be again new implementation project, right?
yeah. If it is a new software, again it is a new
Yeah.
implementation. Yes. The next one is upgrade project. What is an upgrade project?
Probably like fixing the issues and adding enhancements, some kind of the stuff, I guess.
Right. Suppose iPhone you are purchasing 4S or 5S. What are all these things?
Like those are upgrades, like for
Yeah, that is
adding.
in the same way for SAP also in suppose in 2015 SAP ECC is there 6 ECC 6. After 1 year a new version ECC 7 came 7.1 suppose. Then what will happen? From version 6 to 7 they need to move on. That is what it is called an upgrade project. Moving from a lower version of SAP, example SAP ECC 6 to a higher version of SAP, that is ECC 7, is called an upgrade project.
Okay.
Then what is a support project?
Support project means,
Suppose you purchased
I
an
mean,
AC is
uh,
not working, then what will you do?
we can, fix the things like to work on, to, get going, like to fix those things.
Correct. You will try on your own. If it's still not working, then you will call the customer care for help. In the same way, we already delivered the product implementation project or a rollout or an upgrade project to the client. We gave it to the client. Now client is using the system. While they are using the system, if they get any sort of errors, Then the support functional team will help the end users to resolve those issues. That is what it is called a support project.
Okay.
You got it?
Yes.
There are four types of projects are there in IT industry. They are implementation project, means a new project. Rollout project means already existing in one location to another location if you extend SAP. Upgrade means from the lower version of SAP to an higher version of SAP if you move, that is what it is called upgrade project. Then support means either you delivered any one of this project, the client may be using the system, then they will get some sort of errors, then the support functional team will help the client people to resolve those issues. Is called a support project. Till this point clear?
Yeah, clear.
Right. Next, in the point we're discussing SAP methodology. What is SAP methodology? SAP methodology is nothing but it is a development methodology. To develop the software, we need to use certain steps. Suppose, what is a human life cycle? Small infant, then baby, then teenage, then youth, then old. Like that, you have some stages, right? In the
Right.
same way,
Different.
to develop the software also, we have certain stages.
Mm-hmm.
Thus, all stages together is called a methodology. For
Okay.
most
Mm-hmm.
softwares, we have a development methodology is called SDLC, Software Development Life Cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Software Development Life Cycle. For
Okay.
SAP
Mm-hmm.
specific projects, for SAP only, this methodology will be used. SAP methodology. A means accelerated SAP. A means accelerated
Excellent.
SAP. It
Okay.
will give you a step-by-step instructions to implement SAP software. What are those steps? Need to understand. There are 5 steps are there. This ASAP methodology also can be called as SDLC or end-to-end process or a full life cycle implementation. For this ASAP methodology, we also other names we can say SDLC or end-to-end process or full life cycle implementation. What is the full life cycle or this one means there are 5 different steps are there in ASAP methodology. What is that means? First one is project preparation. Second one is business blueprint. Third one is realization. Fourth one is final preparation. Fifth one is go live and support. If these 5 phases are done means the project will be delivered to the client. The first phase, project preparation. What do you mean by project preparation? What do you mean by project preparation?
Means like estimating all the stuff like
Correct.
software costs, resources, and how many days, those kind of plan.
Correct. Here, suppose we are working for IBM. The
Mm-hmm.
IBM project team will travel to on-site to the client location, Tata Motors. Then they will sit with the Tata Motors SME team, subject matter experts team.
Mm-hmm.
Subject matter experts means the people who have a complete business knowledge, not SAP knowledge,
Okay.
business. How the business
Okay.
is
Mm-hmm.
happening in their company, they know in and out. So this SME team will explain the complete process, how Tata is buying the raw material, how they are producing the cars, then how they are selling, then how they are collecting the payments. The complete process will be explained to Tata Motors to IBM employees, IBM project team. Based on that, they will start planning their project. How many days will it take? In detail information. Suppose it is a 6 months project or 9 months project. How they are going to do each work? Who will do? The functional consultant job is how many days? Test development is how many days? Tester's job is how many days? All these things will be finalized in project plan. From the first
Okay.
step to last step, delivery. December 31st is the delivery of the project. Means till that date, they will schedule like our exam timetable. What is the exam? When is the date? What is the time? In the same similar way, they will plan the complete project tasks with timelines.
Okay.
Next one, scope. Scope means in this particular project, what are they going to implement? SDMM FICO modules or any other modules? What they are going to cover in this particular project, it is nothing but what? Project scope.
Okay.
Next one, infrastructure. Infrastructure means how many servers are required, how many laptops are required, how many softwares are required, everything they will finalize. Resources. Resources means how many functional consultants required, how many developers required, how many testers required, how many employees required, they will finalize. This is nothing but project preparation phase. Now the second one is business blueprint. What is business blueprint means? Whatever they gathered the information, they need to document it. The documentation is nothing but business blueprint documents. Whatever they have gathered, they can't remember, right? They need to write it somewhere. That is nothing but where they will write all this on a Word document. That is what it is called business blueprint. The blueprint which will consist of how they are going to convert a Tata Motors requirement into SAP system. That is will be maintained. Those are like requirements here: organization structure, master data, and business process, and RISIF means reports, interfaces, conversions, enhancements, forms, and workflows. All these things will be documented. Once documented, these documents will send back to the client for review. Once they read everything, then they, if it is correct, if it is as per their requirement, then they will approve it, or else again they will send the suggestions to the IBM team. IBM employees again they will change and send it back to Tata Motors for review. If
Okay.
everything is as per the client requirement, then they will approve it. This is a business blueprint. Once these documents are ready, approved, then the real work will start in SAP server. They will do the configuration and development. That is what we are calling a realization phase. Till now, everything is outside SAP system. It is only documentation. But now, based on those documents, these people will go into SAP system. The functional consultant will do the configuration. The developer will write the code to get the exact functionality as per the client requirement. That phase, what we will call realization phase. In realization phase, the functional consultant will configure the SAP system and the developers will develop the screen as per the functional consultant requirement, and once they completed, then the functional consultant will conduct unit testing here. Okay,
Okay.
we'll go in
Okay. What
later
is the
part,
difference?
you'll understand. Yeah,
What is the difference between functional consultants and developers?
right.
Like functional consultants are like SMEs or
Yeah. Developers means the person who knows a coding language, ABAP coding language, code language
okay.
should be known. The person can work on the background of the screen,
Okay.
The
Okay.
functional consultant will work in the front end of the screen. He doesn't know
Uh,
what the code, how the code need to be written. The functional consultant is the person, he knows how to use the existing organizational units and functionality. But any new screens, if they want to, again they will give the requirement to the developer, then developer will write the code and creates the relevant screens. This way,
okay. Got it. Yeah.
developer is a technical person. Functional consultant is nothing but he has some business knowledge, at least 2 3 years of
Mhm.
business knowledge. For example,
Okay.
a person who works in a marketing for 3 years
Mhm.
or 2 years, if he learns SAP SD module, he will be a
Mhm.
SAP SD functional consultant.
Okay.
No
Mhm.
need to know coding or anything. Only
Okay.
how the front end functionality can be configured to suit the client requirement. If he knows, he can work on SAP SD SAP SD module.
Mhm.
A functional consultant is a person who have some domain knowledge plus SAP functional knowledge, not technical. Coding is not required for it. Only he knows how it works. I'll show you on the system so that you will have more clarity then.
Sure. Sure. Mhm.
Once the configuration is over here, then a fourth step is final preparation. Once here
Okay.
testing is completed, your job starts here. Integration and regression testing as a SAP tester you will conduct.
Okay. So
Right?
there will be no like system testing or smoke testing here. I
Yeah.
mean,
When we come to the specific to testing,
okay.
again we'll discuss all these things in detail.
Sure.
What kind of testings are required, how we are going to do these testings in on SAP system with different tools.
Okay. Mhm.
Right. Once integration and regression testing you are completing, meanwhile the user will train the users. The functional consultant will give the user training
Mhm.
so that the user will know how to use the SAP system. Once the user training is over, the user will conduct the UAT, user acceptance testing. Once
Mhm.
the configuration is past UAT, then it will be moved to production. Along with then the data migrations will be done. Data migration is nothing but already Tata is using some Oracle system. All
Mhm.
customers, materials, and sales orders, deliveries, all the information is there in the old system. Then they need to move that into a new SAP system. That is what it is called data migration.
Okay. Okay. Mhm.
So once data is over, I mean data is moved to production server, all the configurations are moved and developments are moved to production server. On the day December 31st or any on the go live date, the Tata Motor end users will create the business transactions on SAP system. That is what it is called go live. Go live. And support means while they are creating any transactions, if they get errors, then the functional team will help them to resolve those issues. That is what it is called support. This is what it is called SAP methodology. Interview point of view, they'll ask you questions in this way. Do you have exposure to SAP methodology? Did you involve an end-to-end implementation project? Did you involve in a full life cycle implementation? What is your answer?
Right now, no.
Yeah, if you know these 5 steps, you can able to
Uh-huh.
answer yes, I have.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I thought like it's going to be my experience, but after this, class, I can going to give the answers, right?
Right, right. This is all about ASAP methodology. So for today, this is all about some brief about SAP and SAP testing related concepts.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So tomorrow we'll meet at the same time, but 1 hour session will be there.
Okay, sure. And so I will be getting some kind of, notes and a material as well as some server access to practice, right?
Yes, yes, it will be provided.
So I was looking at your, course contents. You will be explaining some overview of different modules, right?
Yes, yes,
Like,
yeah, SD, FICO, all these modules will be covered because these are the base modules for SAP testing.
okay. So how many days the course going to be?
It will be 30 hours, 30.
30 days. Okay, around 30 days. Okay. Okay. And do I need to install any software on my local machine, or I mean,
I will guide you with the complete information.
oh, that sounds good. Okay. And yeah, that's all I have today's question. So,
Right.
and I'll ask my dad to transfer your fees to your mention your account number and everything.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. So tomorrow morning you will be there, right? The same time
Yeah,
we'll meet and the 1 hour session will be there.
tomorrow morning India time. Yep, 7:30. Yep.
Right. Okay, then have a good night. Um,
Okay. Good night, Tarakesh. Yep.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Right. This is Tarakesh, and if you need any more details, you can contact. My phone number is 9949957561, or else you can visit my website www.saptestingguru.in. Thank you.